Elizabeth Heng is one of nearly 70 female candidates in California running for office this year. She won her primary. Now the question is whether she can win the race as a Republican candidate in a Democratic district. While Justin has enjoyed playing in other states, his heart will always be in California. It's been 1 year since white nationalists gathered in Charlottesville, Virginia. This Sunday, the Unite the Right rally will descend here in our nation's capital. After the reading, it was time for this, with folks from Fresno front and center. People of all ages can use their imagination and feel like a kid again.
Loose, engaged, trust.
3 words Justin Miller keeps in mind when taking the mound, especially after learning from his mistakes.
When I was a starter at Fresno, there'd be times where I'd be cruising and there'd be one inning where I'd get into trouble and I'd try to pitch mad. And sometimes it would work out for me and most of the time it wouldn't. Taking that into pro ball and stuff like that, things would amplify even higher. But once I learned how to calm myself down and control myself and then focus my energy back into the plate and refocus every pitch at a time, then things worked out better.
In 2008, Miller had the opportunity to play in the College World Series with Fresno, which he will take with him for the rest of his life.
Those group of guys, how we came together and were able to do something that nobody else has done, I'd say that's probably one of the biggest moments, other than being called up in the big leagues and living out my dream here.
After being drafted by the Texas Rangers, Miller bounced around, playing in the minor and major leagues for 10 years. That's a long time, with a lot of uniform changes and some injuries along the way. But while others in his position would have quit, Miller never gave up. And now he's thriving in his role as a relief pitcher for the Washington Nationals.
Got it! Outside edge! Called third strike. Welcome back to the big leagues, Justin Miller.
Miller already knew some on the team when he arrived in May.
It's definitely comforting. You walk into a clubhouse, you see guys you know, familiar faces, and just makes things easier.
In Washington, Erica Pischke, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Fight for kids and their health and clean air.
This is not just about climate change, it's about the lives of our loved ones.
Monteroso is one of many concerned parents at the play-in for climate action.
It seems to me like if people don't pay attention to the kids' well-being. We have a lot of kids that have asthma and other diseases that can be prevented if the climate change is taken into account.
President Trump is taking what he calls a more industry-friendly approach to air quality regulations. He says the goal is to promote domestic manufacturing and job creation. In the last 20 years, in fact, Fresno County's air quality has improved. According to the EPA, the number of days with good air has doubled. But the data also show the number of days with air unhealthy for sensitive groups like children has basically remained unchanged.
Events like this are so crucial. They're so important. It's going to take mobilizing from the ground up to get people to the polls, to get people energized, to have everyone know how important this issue is, that this is really fundamental to our future and to our children's future.
In Washington, Erica Pischke, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.